intoxicated and are grounds for removal from the Ralston Athletic Complex. Consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages and smoking are also prohibited. Fans are reminded that they are not allowed on the field at any time before, during, or after the game. Additionally, restrooms are located underneath the Schmidt Stadium press box located directly behind Bruggeworth Field. Masks are not required while watching the game, but are required while inside the restrooms. Thank you for your cooperation, and please enjoy tonight's game.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Bruggeworth Field for tonight's matchup, the Kings College Monarchs and the Wilkes University Colonels. Colonels having a spectacular season, but in the meantime, Kings rivalry game and looking to come here and be competitive and play tough tonight here at Bruggeworth Field. So Coach Perini kind of looking around, a little miffed over here on the sideline, just making sure he's got the lineup and everything's good with the officials. He's talking to the new head coach at Kings this year. And again, their coach last year ended up at Bloomsburg University. So John Velasco has taken over. Devin Shapiro is the assistant. In the meantime, for Wilkes, I think they're looking for the game ball. Somehow it, it disappeared here. Hunter Maxwell is the assistant coach here for the Colonels. So the Colonels have had some tough matchups in the past week. A great win against Misericordia last week. That was a great program win for the Colonels, that's for sure. Full moon tonight here in Edwardsville, Pennsylvania. And Bruggeworth Field, this brand new complex. Last couple of years, and just great to get some NCAA soccer here as the officials are now on the field, and we're just awaiting the start here. We got a ball, we got some players, we got some fresh turf, and we're underway here at Bruggeworth Field tonight, where the Colonels are hosting the Monarchs. Colonels pretty feisty team this year. Kings isn't too shabby, but Wilkes right now would come in tonight as the favorite here against Kings. But anything can happen here in this city rivalry between Wilkes-Barre and Kings. So they'll play it back right now, the Colonels, and then boot one down towards midfield. So getting in that starting line, Guerrero. Got to see him just a couple of weeks ago as Wilkes took care of Lyco. Here's a great ball down the side here for Kings. They're going to try to out-hustle it. Great shielding down there by the Colonel defense. So the thing that stood out for me in that last game was Lucas Mueller, the first-year player out of Dusseldorf, Germany. Just big, strong kid on the defensive side, but played much like an offensive guy for the Colonels. In the meantime, just did a great job of hustling. They had a lot of guys involved, different guys scoring in that game, and Zach Tone set the tone in goal for the Colonels. So a couple of headers and then chopped down here by Kings. That is Shalvey. He'll look around, get it over to his teammate there on that far sideline. Now they'll play it back to the middle. That's Holton. Holton bloops one over to this far right side. It'll be defended and kicked out, and then Kings and Wilkes will just battle here over on the defensive side, and they'll get it over to number 20. That was McGinley. And trying to come upfield here are the Colonels. So the Colonels keep it alive. Try to send one over. That doesn't work. And it's right back over to the Kings Monarchs' feet. Shalvey, and then they hustle it, and then Wilkes just comes right back there defensively. So you got Hunter Maxwell, who's come through this program and an assistant and knows about defense. Not the biggest guy, but played with such heart and just a real talent here in northeastern Pennsylvania out of Wyoming Valley West. And Here is a ball that got a little dangerous there for Kings. I don't think they saw Guerrero there in the center and what possibilities he had. So we'll go over to that far side, and we'll send it over to Gabriel Crawley. And Crawley will have it, and he'll do a couple of fakes, but then Kings gets right back on it, and a little battle over there. No whistle, and it goes out towards the sideline, but stays in there off one of the Colonel's back of his neck as we get it back over to Shalvey. Shalvey looking around, see what he can do on that far side are the Monarchs. Send one across, boot it out there. Looked like that was Mueller. Actually, I think that was Slusser, Andrew Slusser, the sophomore out of Fleetwood, was back there taking care of that. This will be high, and Tone will let it go, and we'll get a goal kick coming up here for the Colonels. Tomorrow night, the setting will be the same. It'll be the women's turn between Kings and Wilkes, and that should be a good battle as well. Wilkes coming off a big win thanks to Beidelsdorf with the Heroics, or the Colonels. I believe that was against Arcadia. Here come the Colonels trying to send the ball down that far wing. Colonel's going to see if they can cross it. They keep it in bounds. They try to send it back, and it is gotten out there by the Monarchs. Nice job there. Trying to stay alive there for the Colonels right now is Surgeon. Then back to the center. A little bit of a battle, and the Monarchs will take over momentarily. And still got a battle here in the center of the field. And now we got a late whistle. And it'll go against the Colonels. It'll be Monarch kick. So the referee checking here on number 5. That is Holton. He's a senior out of Wayne Hills, New Jersey. Not far off of when you're driving in New York City, you see that big sign that says Wayne. Well, that's it. So here's Kings now trying to get on the offensive attack. It's on the Colonel side of the field. Tightly bunched. Right now, Kings playing in the center. And they will send this back to their keeper. So that goes back to Cole Catherman. He's out of Selinsgrove. First-year player, 6 feet tall. Selinsgrove High School. Down that far right-hand side, that is sent over to Shane Serio. He's a first-year player out of Cherry Hill. Inside, outside, a big push over there. And they're going to get Slusser with anything. Let's see what we get. We got a whistle. Deflected off, so I believe this is going to be a corner here for the Monarchs. So Evan Eganovich, first-year player out of Allentown, New Jersey. And just about everybody and their brothers in the box over there, and that is headed out there by the Colonels. And now the Colonels will try to get a surge. Nice little chop down over there. And then going over to that far right-hand side are the Colonels. It looks like we'll try to get some kind of action going, and spun around a few times and booted over there. That looks like Eli Gordon. It was actually number 10, Horwedel, who's a pretty active player for the Colonels. So this controlled right now by Jared Smith, the junior out of Schenectady, New York. And now that is Gordon there, booting that down to Guerrero on that far side. Guerrero will try to control. Got a defender right in front of him. Do a couple of little shoulder fakes, this and that. And then a player goes down over there for the Colonels. Will this be a foul here on Kings? It appears so. So here comes Gordon to take the direct kick and see what they can do to put the pressure there on Catherman. Gordon's kick across, bouncer, still alive, and it'll be controlled out there by Guerrero. Back over to Gordon. Gordon will send one across again. Kings tries to get that thing out, and then they'll boot it 40 feet in the air. And this will come down the Colonel way and then battled straight up in the air. And a nice job of shielding there is Buck Diakon. He's out of Harrisburg, went to Lower Dauphin High School. Now number 24 hustling on over there, Domchick. First-year player out of Northampton, the Lehigh Valley. That'll go down. Still being played around there by the Monarchs. They'll boot it out, try to reset the offense a little bit and see if they can send it across the opposite way and get something going over on this side. Trevor Jones, Springford High School. It's a big college or a big soccer town, that's for sure, in Royersford. Nuclear power plant down that way. And a bad pass there for the Colonels' turnover. Here comes the Monarchs. Little open space over there. They'll try to spin around a little bit. Nice little footsie work over there by Eganovich. Now they'll come wide. And again, there's so many little things that make a difference here. College soccer just different than high school soccer. And skill level, you could tell, is just, you get to see here what the Monarchs and the Colonels are recruiting. They're bringing in, and ain't easy being a college soccer player at any level, that's for sure. Well, right now it is Nate Horn, first-year player. Trying to get it over. They kick it down to that far corner, and they send one across, and Tone scoops that thing up. Great effort over there by the Monarchs, but Tone right on the line. Zach Tone over the shoulder, far right-hand side. Gets it over to his teammate, Andrew Reichert. Reichert now looking, surveying. He's got a lot of red jerseys in front of him and not as many white. And then a hustle over there by the Colonels. And they'll go back over to Reichert right now. It's a 1-on-5. They've got one across. It'll be booted out there by the Monarch defense, and they get it right into the center of the field. So the Colonels will reset here. We'll try to send one forward. They let it go through Reichert now with it. Reichert tries to get rid of it, and then he keeps it back, and then the Monarchs take over. So out of the back right now, that is Slusser. And the Kings, Aziz Atia is back there, and they'll get it back to their keeper, Catherby. Colonels will now chase and see if they can get something going. Keep it right on the line, right towards the midfield stripe, and it'll be a Colonel throw-in coming up. So the throw-in now coming from Lucas Mueller, the first-year player out of Germany. And that will head out, and Kings will now get it. So Mueller barking out some commands there. Here, almost an opportunity for the Colonels. Mueller bounces one there. It'll be Kings now back over on the Colonel side. Great ball down to the corner, and here come the Monarchs. Discount sends one across, still alive. Oh, that just goes wide. That was a Jimmy the Ripper over there. Almost got that one to go. So great effort there by the Monarchs. Looked like Sirio over in that far corner. But that might have been Atia. So here comes Wilkes now, trying to defend the Monarchs. Good hustle here on both sides. Throwing a guy down there. Holton just, I think he just fell there for the Colonels. So coming up hard was Reichert, and now this is still alive here for Kings. So Wilkes not playing as high energy as I've seen here in the last couple of weeks, so they're going to have to get their motors going. Kings came fired up today. A little more opportunity so far for Kings than for Wilkes here early in this contest. 33:07 on the clock. This one is sent down. We got an onside still? I believe we do. Sirio, crosser, kicked out there by the Colonels. So the Colonel fans trying to fire up their team here and get them going here at Bruggeworth Field tonight. Appreciate you joining us here. John Mendola with you. as we give you live NCAA soccer at Bruggeworth Field between the Monarchs and the Colonels. Again, tomorrow night, the women will play right here. And hopefully we have as gorgeous of a night as we do here in northeastern Pennsylvania. The weather's been fantastic in October. Last night, a little chilly, but tonight, no winds and nice temperature. This ball right near midfield. That is a battle over there. That is Atia trying to keep it alive on that far side. Both teams pointing which way it goes. They're going to say it goes Monarchs' way. So you get the throw in coming over to 35. And it'll get over to number 5, Holton. Holton will send it over to this far side. That'll be Jones. Had to get a little slide tackle over there. And now here come the Colonels. Blooping one over towards the center, but King's still alive. A little back kick there. That was cute. But, again, Wilkes right now still trying to get their feel offensively. And King's right now just has a little more touch up until this point here, this beginning of the first half. So King sends one across, trying to get a switch of the field. It'll go over to number 25, Horn. Horn looking around. Back over and finally get touched in the middle there. Nieves. Now they'll come down over to this side. That'll be McGinley, and they get it taken away. And then Mueller, it goes off of him. So the Monarch faithful trying to get into this a little bit and pull off a mild upset tonight here, as Wilkes right now playing good soccer. They'll slide over there and still keeping things clean. Referee right on it, eyeballing that. And that goes through the legs there at Kings, the old little faker. And then they get it back over down that corner. Is at Atia again, trying to play it. And then they send one across, and the Colonels head that one out. So, again, it seems like Kings is in all the right spots, that's for sure, as they are controlling a little more possession than the Colonels at this point. Coming up on just about 30 minutes to go here in the first half. So 3 shots for Kings. The Colonels have yet to get one. Can this be a possible opportunity? And no. Kings thwarts that quickly. We got a little footsie step going over there, and it'll come back Kings' way. So official and the Colonel chatting, and official pretty clear on what he saw over there as he discusses that with Matthew Horwadell. So this booted down just outside the 28 or so, and then it'll come back in here for Kings. They're trying to set something up. They'll circle back here and get over to number 14, Jared Smith, a junior defender out of New York State, or upstate New York, whatever you want to call it. Now back over towards the middle. Colonels intercept momentarily. This one booted down. It just seems like every time you see something coming down this way, the Monarchs just have better numbers. Wilkes playing a little more defensive at this point. And we're seeing some more red jerseys, I think. So good job by the Monarchs, being patient, playing some small ball, and just trying to get the ball in the right spots and find those holes here in the Colonel defense thus far. So good job here trying to control out of the center, and then Wilkes takes over, and then another turnover here for the Colonel. So they've made a couple of plays, but Kings has been right there. Now, here comes a shot, and Tone goes over to make the save. So when you first saw Buck Diacont take that shot, you're thinking, does he have enough on it? And the ball just kept picking up some speed, and then Tone was able to get over there and dive on that ball. .27:49 on the clock here in the first half. Here is Kings. Dangerous play coming up. 2 bodies hit the floor. I think it was just nothing. And the officials call it just that because they both were just going for it. Nice battle there, nice send across, and great hustle with that extra step. Kyle Shalvey tried to make something happen. I think you've all heard of the Tappan Zee Bridge. Well, he's from out that way. So Tone will kick this out right near midfield. Was going to hit the stripe, I just know it. And here comes Kings now, still trying to battle fourth. Serio back over to Jones. Jones will survey and get it down over to the corner. Good body control over there by Diakon. So Velasco talking about what he needs to do. Tone goes to get the ball, and Tone grabs it. So maybe Tone can fire up his Colonels. As he will wait for everybody to clear out, and they'll throw it down and get this thing going here for the Colonels. And that's a little bit of extra offense there, as they haven't had any tonight, the Colonels. 4 shots on goal here by the Monarchs. Far side, wide open. They're going to get a cut and then picked away, plucked away, and a nice job out of the back. Our young man from Germany. And he sends a beautiful ball down to this far side. McGinley now trying to chase this one. So that was Mueller who was able to clear that out and had a great play there out of the back. And just a long, rangy fella as a first-year player here for the Colonels. He's going to have some accolades, I think you'll see as the years go on here, whether it's an all-conference player or whatever, maybe a little bit more. He's playing well right now out of the back for Wilkes. This ball sent back, and the Colonels try to head it out, and they do. Reichert trying to kick it out. They get it off of number 23, Atia, over there on that far side. So Nieves gets his footsie on it. Wilkes gets something going, and now we got a whistle. It'll be the Colonels. The Colonels trying to get past this shell defense here. Right now you got 7, 8, 9. You got a lot of players playing back right now, just kind of defending well. And maybe Kings is saying, hey, we're going to try to make this a 1-goal game, and we're just going to try to defend well. But they've gotten upfield very well today. 24-19 on the clock. Nice header there by the Colonels, but is kept in front there by the Monarchs. Picked away there, Mueller. Mueller still trying to keep it alive. Mueller on this far side. They're trying to hold him, contain him, do whatever they could. And they did enough where nothing was called. And it'll go back to Kingsway. Great burst coming up here by Egnovich. And he is met right there by the Wilkes defense. So a nice job there by Crowley. Now over on this far side, and then picked away is Guerrero. So waiting to see if we have any substitutions yet. We're still negative on that. Misericordia beats Lycoming in men's soccer. This one sent down, and the Colonels get there, sent across, and Reichert sends one, but Catherman takes care of that. So the left-handed keeper, Gordon, goes off his foot, and now they'll send it down here on this far side. Mueller is not panicking at all, and they call a foul on King. So Mueller does a great job of just getting in front of the offensive player there. Serio out of Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Camden Catholic. Zach Tone will kick this out. That's booted. Guerrero gets a head on it. And also headed over there by McGinley. Now Kings steps in front. They'll switch over to that far side and boot her over towards Atia. Atia now keeps it in on that far sideline. He'll boot it down to the corner. Here's an opportunity for the Monarchs, just off sides. So still encouraged is John Velasco from Kings. Right now, the way his Monarchs are playing. 4 shots to 1 shot. 21-39 on the clock. Eli Gordon over on that far right-hand side. Colonel's trying to get the ball down, but Kings is right there to take care of that. Now we'll come back over towards the center, and they're trying to get something going here. They have somebody in that far side, but they were offside, so they didn't even do anything. And then Zach Tone will boot this thing down. Will go off the defender's head and then played to the chest. Now it'll come back over to Guerrero. Back over to this far side. And Gordon gets taken out over there, and they'll get a whistle on Kings. So that whistle will go against Diacon. The official just has a quick conversation like, listen, that was you. Here we're at. And Gordon will kick this. Coming over, it is Guerrero. Back over to McGinley and Guerrero down that far side. Don't think he's going to be able to get to it. Nice defense over there. Evan Igonovich. Smith. Booted back. This has the feel of a 1-goal, 1-0 game right now, the way these two are going. Just very defensive. Here's Nieves. Just a little wide. So Gabe Nieves, the senior out of Yorktown Heights. 4 Colonels into the game. Number 10, Alex Showalter out of Mountain View will come in for Kings. Luke Betancourt is in. Michael Buckholt in the lineup as well. We'll get you a couple more names here as we play on. And kept alive there in the center. Jacob Boscher, also in, a senior out of Hamburg, Pennsylvania. 19:29 on the clock. This one switched right over to the middle. Dangerous play. Eli Gordon tries to rush that. Doesn't get it, and then King sends one down. And offsides. So they tried to get something working there, and just a little off there were Kings. Showalter. He's a senior. Again, attended Mountain View. So Coach Ferrano asking for these guys to work right now and trying to get a little extra reps here and get something going. Here's your offensive opportunity for them as they had things set up the way they wanted and didn't work out that way. So now here is Wilkes again trying to set something up. A little give and go and then slid out there by Kings. We're going to bring in Ryan Marr now out of Caneytown, Maryland. He's a senior. So the Colonels right now trying to shake up the lineup a little bit and trying to get some type of offensive opportunities here as they have not had them. Kings has come to play tonight against the Colonels. Sent across, and then that is booted down. They're looking for a dangerous hit there. Nothing happening. And controlled by Mueller. Staying alive here. Mueller. Much like these drills that you see, short-sided drills a lot of times with college players. This is what it's all about here. And these short little squares that you get players who just kick it off each other's feet and move the ball around a little bit. Colonels now trying to delay over there. Pickpocket by number 6, Chris O'Neill. Monarchs back to it. Over on the defensive end. They're going to kick it across, send it over to number 34, Trevor Jones. Colonels. Great job over there by Marr. Marr trying to make something happen. And he gets pushed from behind. He'll end up going off of the Colonels. So 17 and 21 now in. Brian Nunes from Liberty. And number 27, Lucas Connolly out of Northampton area. Calls Bath his home. Battle down on the other end here. Here come the Colonels coming up strong. A little bit of pressure they're trying to put on here and create some offensive opportunities. But right now it has been very defensive. And advantage you would give to Kings thus far here tonight for Coach John Velasco. Colonels looking around. Over on that far side right now, goes right to a Monarch. So the Monarchs again, skilled, ball control, and trying to send it down. And trying to sell that was Showalter, but it didn't, came sideways on that. It was a little bit short. Hustle out of the back here by Jones. Jones sends one down. They try to keep it alive, still alive, and whistle. Offsides on Kings. Well, that was a fantastic opportunity there for the Monarchs. Right now wreaking havoc here on the Colonels. Trying to get into that goal and get the first score of the game. Let's see if there's any adjustments that'll come up here from Wilkes. Center. Send one across. Coming off is Mueller. Mueller will survey. Sends one over to the middle. It's Gordon. We'll try to switch the field out of that far side. Now Mueller will sneak forward just a little bit here. Not sure if he'll be able to get into the attack, but over on that far side are the Colonels, and no whistle, nothing. Just goes out. So 2 players battling over there, and that was Herbert Ramirez battling there for the Colonels. Towards the center of the field, they'll kick this thing straight up in the air. And now coming down on this far side, another run here, Jones from Kings. Jones, little pause, trying to get on somebody's head over there, and then it'll come back to Gordon. Coming down on this far side, trying to make a run is number 9, Betancourt. Marr now chasing Betancourt. And now over there is Buckholt. So 7, 8, and 9 here for the Colonels, chasing that ball around and thinking that maybe the lottery would work tonight. 13 on the clock. Here in the first half, no score between Kings and Wilkes at Brugger Warfield tonight. And a full moon here in late October. This one sent down to the far corner. And we're going to get a goal kick. So the Colonels now in the center of the field. Ramirez went off his foot the wrong way, and Kings will get a throw in over here. 12:24 now on the clock. Showalter trying to get that thing through, and then we get a whistle. And Wilkes will boot this thing away from back near the 18. Mueller out of the back, trying to work it over to Betancourt. Wilkes with an errant kick there, right near the Wilkes bench. This thing out of the back. Here come the Colonels. They send one down to that far corner. Is it going to get there? Maybe. Marr keeps it alive. Colonels trying to control. Back over to Mueller. Mueller plays it back over to his defender, Slusser. And now they switch it back to Slusser, trying to see what they can eye up here. Mueller now. Betancourt. Again, trying to be patient, just seeing if they could get a mistake here on the Monarchs. They send one down, big run, and the keeper comes right over to take care of that. Catherman. 10:35 on the clock. So we'll get some more substitutions. Jeffrey Eager Hefner ready to enter the game, and Colin Schulmeister as well for Wilkes. In the meantime, Kevin Kolaski will come in for Kings. In the meantime, we're still playing some soccer here. Are the Colonels. Short passes there didn't work. Just a little too much mustard on that from Betancourt. This one coming to the back. Mueller now. That's it over towards Gordon. And Gordon kicks it out. So here are the substitutions I just mentioned. The guys are beat. Coming over and they'll rest up a little bit. So we got a throw in coming up here out of Trevor Jones from Springford. Long throw. Mueller gets rid of that and then goes over back towards the middle, and Kings will try to control. He's got to work against three Colonels and the ref, and he clears it out. So they'll kick it back to Catherman. He'll be chased over there, but King's still in control. And then he'll kick it over towards the side, get a little loft in that. King's still trying to do some lateral runs to try to see if they can create some lanes there. 8:57 on the clock here, and still no score at Bruggerworth Field. So still controlled here by the Monarchs. A lot of possession soccer tonight here for Kings. Now they'll send one and still kind of looking around. Here come the Colonels now. Mueller gets the ball over to his teammate, and then we'll play with it a little bit in the middle there. That is number 7, Buckholt. Then back over to that far side. A lot of substitutions tonight here for Wilkes. Again, trying to be patient. Slusser stolen here by Kings. He's got nobody with him, so he's just going to kind of delay there. Now he'll send it for. He's got Thompson, and now they'll send somebody down this far right wing. Look at the shoot and score. They boot it too far. Bryce Nunes tried to get it to go. Somehow that stayed in. Thought that thing was in the parking lot, or for that matter, up in the tennis courts. It didn't go that far, and now it's coming back the other way. So here we go for the Colonels. 6:35, right off of the Monarchs. Colonels now back. Try to circle around. This will come over to Mueller off his chest. Mueller will now try to run down on this left-hand side. Onsides on that far right side. Little body contact over there. We'll send one across off of the Monarchs. Nothing working there. That was Eager Hefner, Jeffrey Eager Hefner, trying to get something working there for the Colonels. So we'll see number 11, Justin Coutu, out of Brooklyn, New York, come into the game. And in the meantime, number 23, Brian Gallagher out of Eastern Pennsylvania, Notre Dame Green Pond is where he went to high school. He'll be into the contest coming up here. Great opportunity. Colonels thought that might fly through. It did not. Showalter now. And then busted out as Wilkes will try to go the other way. Get offensive, but it was saved over there. Nice footsie work by Domchik. More Monarchs. Bryce Nunes. A lot of chatter coming out of Coach Velasco. They'll send it down that far side. Too much on it. And here come our substitutions. So let the bodies hit the floor. Kings, good sportsmanship, and we'll get it going. Over towards the middle. Now back over. Great pass there by number 9. That is Betancourt. Gets it over to Buckholz. And they'll try to control here and see if they get a real offensive opportunity. And goes out of bounds. Here come the Colonels. Betancourt will run that far right side, a shoot, and a blazer right over that right-hand side. So 19 in the lineup. Luke Johns out of Wyoming Seminary now making the field tonight for Kings. This thing still booted around the center. 2:45 on the clock. King sends one down, but headed away there out of the back. Number 23 there for the Colonels, Brian Gallagher. It's coming over to Mueller. Mueller right back to his teammate Andrew Slusser. He'll skip a player coming to that far side. Wilkes just trying to be patient right now. We'll send one down. And it'll be number 5, Schulmeister, who had that ripper before, unable to get that completed. Schulmeister now, it's on his foot. He'll send one across. Betancourt fell down. No call there. Thought he just fell on his own. And he'll come back to the center. They'll try to play it here. Come back to the defense. They'll try to poke one through again and see what kind of patience that they have. Far right side. Now they skip the field and they get a footsie on it, and then it's slid across. And now we'll get a whistle here. Offsides. 1, 2, 3 on the clock. That's as easy as it gets. Here in the first half, no score. Booted out by Zach Tone. Headed there by the Monarchs. Somebody went dirt diving there, and we're going to call here against the Colonels. Nice job there by number 5, Schulmeister, to get in the way there. Headed there by Wilkes. Back over to Kings. Controlled, nice, simple. Colonels now. Send one down. Does it make it? It does not. 15 seconds on the clock here in the first half. No score. And that ball just
10,
keeps going.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that is the first half.
At the end of the first half,
No score.
Your Colonel 0, Kings 0.
We'll be back for the second half coming up here on the Wilkes University Athletic Network. Well, we're underway here for the second half. No score between Kings and Wilkes. Far side, it is the Monarchs. Trying to get their offense going here. Send one across, and luckily headed, but Kings will hustle that and then poked away over there by Ryan Gallagher. So here comes a corner. Play it close. Send one across. Send one in far. And right ricocheted to Tone. That was a tough play. That one kicked out. Coming over now, the Monarchs. Trying to get that offense working here. It is Shelby. Back over to Domchak. They'll send one down. They'll press it, but keeper comes out, boots that thing deep. So Nick Kinsler, all 6'3" of them. Keeper out of Jackson, New Jersey, is into the game here for the Colonels. So Wilkes will set this thing up over on that far side. Here at Bruggerworth Field. Full moon overhead. And Colonel scoring opportunity coming up. And then off of Kings, it'll be a corner coming up here for Wilkes. Here comes the Colonel quarter. Sent across and headed out there and then booted up in the air, and this will go out. Again, the Monarchs taken out and trying to control here. We'll send this one towards midfield. Spin around, send it down that far right-hand side. And the Colonels will kick it back to their new keeper, Kinsler. And now we got a whistle. Go Colonel way. The official having a conversation here with one of the Monarchs. Trying to make it clear as to what the call was and what happened. And we're back on the go. Sent down deep, but Catherman was there to make the save. Booted out deep, headed over, and then straight up in the air over to the Kings bench, and this will go out. So we had no score in the first half, and we're starting out the second half similarly. 40 minutes and 1 second on the clock here in the second half. No score between Kings and Wilkes. This one booted down. Monarchs now trying to make something happen here on this near sideline. Wilkes boots it out. Mueller heads it out. And still going here for the Colonels. But the Monarchs find a way to step in front. As they'll try to turn Mueller around. That is Serio. Colonel bench is deep. Not sure how many more players we're going to see here in this half, but Wilkes looking to see what they could do to keep things alive. A little push from behind there, and Kings will get the kick over here. The official eyed that up. Go right back to the end of the blue line here. Shalvey is there with Nate Horn. So Shalvey will see what he can do. Gordon is there. They'll plop it up in the air, far and right, straight up in the air for the Colonels. Deep in that corner, and then it'll come out. But Kings is right there to pluck it back in, and then the Colonels boot that thing deep. Nobody's getting that one. Nice touch. Shalvey coming down this far side, dump check. And it goes out. Whistle from the official. So throwing coming up here by Nicholas Sargent. Physical play there. Official eyeballing that up. It'll be Mueller over on that far side. And they kick it out Kings. Here's Mueller looking for a teammate. Trying to get it into Buckholtz. Then he ends up saying no to that and then throws it deep. Colonels now. Taken down there by number 5. So Holton on the takedown, and the Colonels will get a big kick coming up here. So it'll be number 17 who'll take this, Boscher. So you're Velasco, the coach for Kings, yelling out some commands. Boscher sends a nice little ball in the air. Just shot down and then chopped up, and then a very high ball, but it'll be taken here by number 30, the keeper, Catherman. Back to Catherman. Lefties it over. Now over to the middle. They'll send one down. Offsides, Monarchs. Official right on it. And 2 steps off for Kings. 35-40 on the clock. This one sent down. Booted back towards the middle. Here's the Colonels looking on that far right-hand side. They get the ball through, and they'll send it over to that far corner. Will it have too much to go out over there? And Monarchs do a good job over there. Throw-in coming here for Kings. Wilkes missed that karate kick. And now the Colonels roll back there defensively. Here's an opportunity here for Wilkes. Good shield over there. Little footsie, hurtsy, slide tackle over there. They're going to get a whistle. And a card is coming as well. Fans not liking it, but the official made the call, and that's where we're at here with 34-22 on the clock. So 17, it'll be Jacob Boscher. So the wall is set up. Officials still chatting with the players. Clock has stopped. Boscher headed out. Boscher gets run over. They try to get one going, and it goes in for the Colonels. A Colonel goal and a score, and the scoreboard is going to get lit up. So that looked to me like that was good old Lucas Mueller. Let's see if I have my good eye on that. So Mueller scores the goal from Danny McGinley, and the Colonels strike it up. And now the Monarchs pleading with the official back there, and he's going to hear nothing of it. Coach Velasco just has to sit and watch.
Colonel's goal scored by number 29, Lucas Mueller. Assisted by number 20, Danny McGinley.
So Mueller from McGinley, as we listen to our PA announcer here at Bruggeworth Field tonight. Nice play there, possibility, and great job out of the back there from Kings, as there was a Colonel threat. And now here come the Monarchs trying to go forth and then boot it out. And it's a monster kick out towards midfield. More Colonel possibilities, but going to get it is Catherman. So the crowd really getting into this one tonight, but it's Kings Wilkes. What do you expect? Then we get a hold there out of number 7, Buckholtz. So we're going to get a direct Shalvey, 32-49 on the clock. This one booted, a beautiful boot in the air, and unable to chop that down are the Monarchs. And out of the back, Mueller tries to get his leg in there, and that is played back there. And then one of the Colonels goes down, and his leg, it's sent way out into the parking lot. Well, the Colonels have a player down over there in that far corner. And the official will head over that way. Now he'll get up. He's hurt. How hurt is he? Is he hurt enough to come off or just hurt a lot at the moment? And now the official does blow the whistle. This one sent down, and the Monarchs will chase, but it will go out. Body on the ground. Official says keep playing. Another body on the plan, and we're going to go Kings' way. The trainer out here. Getting some of the original starters getting loosened up. So we clear the injury, and we're ready to go again. And here comes this high ball again here for the Monarchs. Booted out with their head and then kicked back in. Kings still trying to play their game here against the Colonels, trailing by 1 at Bruggerworth Field. And kicked out there. It'll go to the back right now. So it goes back over to Nate Horn. Colonels now trying to control here in the center. We'll send one out to the far side. We've got a Kings player down. And now we got a player down on that far sideline. We'll tend to him. So here's Kings after the injury, trailing by a goal with 29-29 to go. Opportunity here for the Monarchs. Monarch fans trying to will their team forward. And now they get an offsides call. So the rivalry on the field seems competitive, supportive. The rivalry of the stands is a little different right now. The parents are really getting into this tonight here between these two. It's been a good battle. Kings has played well tonight, and they trail right now to Wilkes. And Colonels have come alive in shots, 6-5. But it was the Monarchs that dominated a lot of the possession in that first half. Speed and nice job there by the Colonels. So be able to get that to finish. They'll boot it forward over on that far side and kicked away. Well, the Colonels do it. Coach Velasco excited about the opportunities. We'll get 4 or 5 substitutions coming in here for them, the Colonels, and many of the starters from that first half. But a lot of changes from Coach Moreno and Hunter Maxwell here for the Colonels, saying, listen, we got to get a job, we got to get a goal, and we got a lot of depth. So let's just see what could work for us. So the Monarchs trying to get something going down here this far side. Both teams complaining. Great cross there. Monarchs still trying to keep it alive, and they'll try to get a Jimmy the Ripper, and it'll go high. So trying to get Nick Kinsler to bite over there, the keeper, and it went so fast across. And here comes wholesale changes from the Colonels. Nieves will be one of the guys in the middle. Big round of applause here for the Colonels.
19 for 7. 5 for 8.
And the clock will get to 26:55 here. And we'll get a goal kick.
9 for 20.
No mustard on that one as they tried to get that one back to the middle. Reichert. They're in that far side here at Bruggerworth Field. Monarchs still trying to go way down deep. The Colonels will dig that thing out and try to get over towards Nieves, but it goes out of bounds. Looked like a possible handball there. The crowd was getting excited about, but we were shielded a little bit, and the ref was shielded from what could have transpired there. So we'll play it back to their keeper, Catherman. One goal has gone in tonight, and the Colonels are on the other end of things. Trying to play that far end down there. Great hustle over there by the Colonels. Look like Schulmeister, number 5. They'll boot this thing down. Now Wilkes trying to get a little chancy and dangerous. They'll send one over to that far right-hand side, and just a little too much. No, they get it to get saved. Reichert. And now we're going to corner coming up here for the Colonels. So Reichert has a little burst of energy here for the Colonels. So the Colonels will sit right in the goal here. Very deep corner. And now coming up here are the Monarchs. They'll try to chase this thing down, get the wheels on it, and then kicked out here by Wilkes. .23:54 on the clock. Motorcycles rev in the background here, right near Bruggeworth Field. The motors have been going pretty good for the Monarchs tonight, but it is Wilkes with a 1-0 lead here this evening. Lots of small ball. That one needed to be more forward there for Kings. But a good fake over on that far right side and trying to get it into an area. And a good job of chasing that down. That looked like number 35, Evan Eganovich, who tried to send that thing in. Reichert now. Reichert trying to use the footsie skills. Reichert staying alive. He gets it over to his teammate, Horwedel. I haven't heard much of Horwedel tonight. And then a steal there in the center. Eganovich tries to send one down, but it is taken away by Slusser. Then they'll send one down. Nieves right there. Can't get a footsie on it, and it'll go out. So it'll be a goal kick. 22:35 now on the clock. 1-0 Wilkes leading Kings. Kings is going to bring in number 6 now, Chris O'Neill, a sophomore out of Cream Ridge, New Jersey. Attended Notre Dame High School. Mueller, we got a hook somewhere, and Mueller sells it really well there, and it is going the Colonel way. So 4 new Monarchs will get into the lineup. 17, 18, 19, and 6. So we'll throw in Nunez, Volrath, Johns. And I already had mentioned O'Neill. Send this one right over to Kings. Lefty action coming fast forward. And battle over there. Nice job there. Reichert now at his feet. Reichert sends a beautiful pass over down this far right-hand side. Gets over to Schulmeister. Now it'll be Reichert right there. He'll look to cross. Reichert has a great position. Header out just wide. So a great quick 1-2 punch there by Reichert and Schulmeister to try to get that to go, and it just couldn't connect. .21:07 on the clock. Herbert Ramirez now getting ready to come back in. We'll send this one down. Reichert gets it over to his teammate and then bounces around a little bit. It'll come back over to Gordon. Now over to the outside. They get it to Betancourt. That'll switch the field. Trying to loosen up this Monarch defense a little bit. It'll be Surgeon. They'll bloop one in off of one of the Monarch heads. And that was a direct left shot there by Andrew Reichert. Really connected on that, but it just went very wide. And now we'll get Ramirez back into the game. First-year player out of Hightstown, New Jersey. 19:31 on the clock. And the Monarchs now will get it just past midfield. Booted up in the air, beautiful kick. Headed, almost chopped down, and then sent over to the side. Good opportunity there by the Monarchs. They'll get a throw in here. Kick it down, Reichert's there, and he boots that thing way on yonder. And then the Monarchs playing over to the side. We'll send one in. This is a beautiful ball. And going to get it at its highest point, and a great job there by Kinsler. Kinsler kicks this thing out. It's just such an evenly played game. Credit to both teams, no matter how this turns out here at the end with 18 minutes to go. But both teams really battled tonight in a battle of the city of Wilkes-Barre between Wilkes and Kings. Both guys holding sway there, and then it gets over to Catherman. Now they'll try to play it out of the back, are the Monarchs of Kings. Guerrero is looking to make it in. That took a different bounce than expected. And then is kicked out of the back near midfield. Reichert tries to get his foot on it, but it'll be Kings trying to control here. Kings now tries to get it over to that far side, but unable to do it, and they will control here. That is Liam Yair. Kings still trying to put on the pressure. 1-0. 17 minutes and change. We'll send this one over towards the keeper. Ball still alive and loose, and Kings, goes wide. And we get a whistle. So we'll get a trainer out here with 17:04 on the clock and take an audio timeout. So Zach Tone comes back in here with 17 minutes and 4 seconds after Kinsler gets banged up on that. The junior out of Jackson, New Jersey. This off the foot of the Colonels. Trying to control. Here come the Monarchs. Send one across and is headed quickly. Nice job there out of the back, number 14, Nicholas Surgeon, captain. Reichert heads down, very fit fella, strong player. Nieves tries to keep it in. They still stay, it's in. Two players had it right near each other in the same area. And Gordon sends one all the way across to Ramirez. And now it'll be headed around a little bit. And still playing the air games. And then finally controlled on the ground. And a great pass forward there by Ramirez. Goes right over to Horwedel. Horwedel with it. Tries to stop on a dime. Sends one across. Anybody home? It's the Monarchs right there. Still alive here for the Colonels. And that one tried to go forward from Nieves. Unable to connect. And finally, Xavier Guerrero was able to get in. Not sure what it is, but Xavier Guerrero looks like he's about 6'3". You list him at 5'11". He just looks taller out there than many of the players. A little deceiving. Nice job out of the back. It's Mueller. Gordon sends a beautiful ball down there. Are the Colonels on sides? Shoot, and just to the outside of the net. So Showalter comes in. The Monarch fans are in disbelief, saying, hey, he wasn't on sides, but that was the call. 15:05 here on the clock. Mueller, beautiful header. Comes across here. Wilkes a little bit more active than they were in that first half and chasing and getting fresh bodies in there and trying to win balls, and Reichert sends one down, trying to get Guerrero over there. Reichert comes down and hustles that one. And they'll send it across right now, the Monarchs. Kings trying to stay onside as they try to get it downfield. This will be almost Reichert. Nice job over here by number 24, Domchak. Domchak controls. And then kicks it to one of his players in the back, and that'll be number 14, Smith. I'll come back over this way to Yair. He'll send one down. And the keeper, Zach Tone, goes to get that one. So the Monarchs are lurking, trying to get something going. And they're close. It's a 1-0 hard-fought affair tonight between the Wilkes University Colonels and the King's College Monarchs. Nieves will try to get down there, but he won't have enough to get there, and they'll boot that out of the back. Come back over to the middle. Kings on the attack, and Kings will have a player down. And the ref will have a conversation, and it looks like it's going to be a card. So a yellow card there. .13:28 on the clock. We'll try it again. This thing booted very deep. Off of one of the Colonel heads, and then a ripper back towards the middle. headed out. Now Guerrero, we'll see what he can do. He boots it down. Can Reichert get there? He'll try to chase it down, and they'll kick it back. Wilkes is right there over by the keeper, and they take out the keeper. And nothing called, and then they'll try to shoot one towards there, and Kings heads it out. So just a little bit more fuel here for the Monarch faithful. Nieves across, lets it go through, and Guerrero thought maybe it would get over to Reichert. It did not. Wilkes looks just a little bit more in control of possession. It is Reichert now. They're playing hard. They're playing feisty. Reichert gets it over to the corner. They get it back over to Reichert. Reichert looking across this thing, does it, and Kings right there defensively to get that thing done. Now here come the Colonels. And wow, that is a hustle play there by Wilkes, but Kings gets the call. .12:02 on the clock. They're getting louder. The fans, they're getting into it a little bit more. This lefty by Tone. Oh, it's no go. Zach Tone with a beautiful play. It's coming back over this way and off one of the Colonel heads and then kicked out. So Tone over there. Showalter is there. And that. Now Kings has sent in 4 or 5 players. And Wilkes will get number 17 in here, Jacob Boscher. 11:22 on the clock. Kings has their foot on the gas pedal, full speed ahead. They are threatening here, trailing by 1. Horwedell's going to take a break. Here comes the corner. Sent across, very high. Tone, they ran into him, no call there. And here comes Guerrero. Reichert's going to run with him a little bit. Guerrero's got Nieves. Nieves down this far right-hand side. He is outrun over there. Nice job by number 34 of shielding there. That is Trevor Jones. .10:24 on the clock. 1-0 Wilkes. Beautiful matchup tonight here at Bruggeworth Field. 2 quality teams. Impressed by Kings tonight. Slusser back over. At Gordon. Nieves now. Nieves tries to make a move. And kicks it off of one of the Kings players. Are they going to save it? They do. Still alive, but it goes back over to Wilkes. Nieves now in this corner. Just waste time. And off of Kings' leg, but Kings keeps it in. And then they'll kick it over towards the Wilkes bench. It'll go out. It'll be a throw-in here for the Colonels with 9:35 left in this contest. Unless the Monarchs are able to score, then we'll get to some extra play. So hustle here in the center. It'll come down on this far left-hand side. It'll go to number 23, Atia. Atia still coming across her. Shoot to score! Well, the Monarchs get on the scoreboard with 9:12 to play.
Kings goes with number 10, Alex Showalter, assisted by number 23, Aziz Atia.
Atia, Showalter on that other end, 9:12 on the clock. And it is 1 goal apiece. Kings just pressing, and finally they get one to go. Will it be a long time or will it be quickly before we see another score? Here it is a long time between goals, but it is Kings now showing some momentum. 1-1. This one sent down here on that far side. Guerrero is down on that side. Tries to keep it alive, but it will go out of bounds. Whistle. A little shoe tie in the back. And this will be Herbert Ramirez, first-year player. He boots a high ball. Punched out there by the keeper. Ramirez chops that down. It goes back the other way. And this will go over to Showalter. Sends the ball. Both teams' legs are moving. And that is taken out of bounds with 7:23 on the clock here. Schulmeister looking to come back in here for the Colonels. We'll send it over to the middle is Nieves. And Nieves got the ball. Nieves goes down. The player from Kings did get the ball. As the ref said, they'll send this across. Tone will go get it. .6:42 on the clock. Tone waiting for everybody to clear. There's a possibility on this left side. Closing quickly, Atia. Ball still alive, and they kick it out. So off a Tone, and then that ball goes out. Now we get a whistle. 6:09 on the clock. So the way you thought this one would go, a very tight affair between Kings and Wilkes here at Bruggeworth Field on a Tuesday in late October with a beautiful moon overhead. Headed out there by Wilkes. Oh, nice job in the back. That was number 21, Gabe Crawley. Kings still pressing forward. Circling around. Doing a good job. This goes far. Header. Tone gets rid of it. What a save. What an incredible header that was from Kings. But Tone able to get rid of it. Here come the Colonels. Trying to get it across midfield and get the offensive attack going. And now we're going to get a handball the other way. 5:06 on the clock. Send it down to the near sideline. Send it across. Here's Kings with an opportunity, and they'll shoot it high with 4:46 to go. So we'll get three more Colonels back into the contest. 4-13 now. Colonels. Nieves looking around, sends it over to Mueller. Mueller will send a left-handed shot. It will go right over to the Monarchs. And that'll go out. We're going to throw in here from the Monarchs. Horvidell over on that far side. Still going to come back and go to the Monarchs. They'll kick it back to their keeper, Catherman. And the Colonels get a footsie on that one. Straight up in the air. And then Nieves will try to hustle that down, but it'll go out right at the Kings bench. You can see these guys sweating, putting in the effort on both squads here tonight. 3:10 on the clock. So Nieves lets that one go. McGinley back over, and the Colonels trying to come up with something there with Schulmeister. It'll go right towards the center. Horwedel still chasing over there. 2:40 on the clock. Coming over on this far sideline, Liam McLaughlin. Bacon Academy, Connecticut is the school he attended. Pushed there by Kings. Got to go straight up. You go forward, you get a whistle. 2:09 on the clock. Here comes Wilkes out of the back. Just need one opportunity here to try to make something work. Horwedell's now, see the jerseys getting pulled. It's getting tight. These teams are just playing well. Go off of Kings. It did. So great hustle out of the back. That was the right call, right in front of us. Crawley did a good job there. And then stolen out of the back here by the Monarchs. So a nice job there. And then Gordon, here comes Mueller. And it goes off of his foot over beyond the Colonel bench. 1:30 in regulation. Hold. Here come the Colonels. Could get a free look here. They send it down and spun around, and we get a whistle. Not in the box, just outside the box. 53 seconds on the clock. Can we get a Jimmy the Ripper here for the Colonels? Matthew Horwedel trying to line this thing up. Can he get a frozen rope to get through the wall? And the wall is thick here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Monarchs. Can he loop it around them on the right-hand side? Let's see what Horwedel could do. He sends it right off of one of the Monarchs. Horwedel floats it back up in the air with 19 seconds to go. Here's Horwedel. Sends one across. Wilkes is there, and we got a whistle. So that is going to do it here. And we are going to go to some extra time here this evening at Bruggeworth Field. 1-1. Regulation is done. We'll be right back. Well, here we go. Overtime it is. Kind of what we expected tonight. We thought this thing would be tight. 1-goal game, and it might be a tie. the way this thing's going. It's been two teams just playing really, really tough tonight, and it's been a great contest if you're a fan. Everybody's been pretty adamant from the fan standpoint, but it is Bruggerworth Field, the setting tonight, and the Colonels with a quick miscue. Booted down. Slusser will get this over to Tone. Tone will talk to his players or what he wants. Tone boots this thing down that far side. He'll get it over to Mueller. Mueller will try to keep it going down that sideline. Played out of the back. Slusser. Mueller. Back over to Slusser. And now they'll get it back to Zach Tone. These 10-minute periods go very quickly. Mueller sends one right towards the center. And good job there by Kings, able to clear that out. So Domchek does the job. Right at Domchek's foot, will send it back to his teammate. Now they'll go forward. Wilkes trying to press forward a little bit here. And now it'll go out of bounds. This one goes deep, but it is gobbled up there by Catherman. This one here for the Monarchs. They got a guy wide trying to get it over to number 23. Unable to get it there to Atia, who's been a little bit of a menace here for the Colonels tonight. Has an assist on the only goal so far for the Monarchs. So 24 versus 24 right now. Eager Hefner trying to defend Domchek. Mueller out of the back, and then we got a whistle, and it'll be Colonel throw. 6:53 here in this first one. Kings playing this thing back. It'll be pandemonium if either team is able to pull this thing out here. Excitable crowd, that's for sure. A little quiet right now. They know the storm is coming. Both sides. This will be chased down well here for the Colonels out of the back. That is Surgeon. Get it back. Crawley. Now over to number 6, Gordon. Send one down that far way, and unable to track that was Lucas Mueller. Put in a good effort. .544 now on the clock. Booted out deeply. Lefty. Coming over on this far side. They'll send it across to Colonels. Anybody home? Nieves unable to get it on. Does a big kick. Nothing there. And then it is stolen back there. And then Kings able to kick it out and getting over there. Mueller. But he didn't see the other Monarch there. And then Mueller will try to track it down to Tone. And Tone Gets that thing high, right near midfield. 4:55 on the clock. 4 and 6 are now in. So Koloski and O'Neal for the Monarchs. Got a throw. Here's an opportunity for the Monarchs. Going to cross this thing and head it out, but still alive. The ball goes, takes an air and bounce, almost went in. And now do we have a handball here? What do we have? We got a whistle. 4:12 on the clock. Officials are going to talk about this. And we're going to have a penalty kick here. So it'll be number 7, Kyle Shalvey. So Shalvey against Tone with a potential win here for Kings. So quiet here, tense. Kings came to play. Can they finish this? Shalvey, a senior. Shoots and scores, and Kings will celebrate and get the win here at Brugger Field in a hard-fought game. So congratulations to the Monarchs of Kings in taking down the Colonels today. 2-1 here at Brugger Field. Big celebration for the Monarchs. Congratulations to them, and the Colonels will move on and try to regroup after tonight. So that'll do it tonight. I'm John Mendola here on the Wilkes University Athletic Network. Final score, Kings 2-1 in overtime. Have a good night, everybody.